The holidays and festive feasting can be the perfect storm for an eczema flare. You think of our body as a flare-up bucket of inflammation. These are all things that add to the bucket of inflammation. And when it overflows, it's an eczema flare. So when we're getting to the root cause, we're looking at, okay, is there gut dysfunction, hormone imbalances, a dysregulated nervous system, and all these things contribute to that. As a fellow eczema warrior, I know this firsthand. It's all the social events, staying up late, eating all the delicious food, the Christmas treats, and all the feasting, the big meals, and just the stress and the pressure of having to do everything. And also there's family time too, which is great, but sometimes there's just some triggers and some stress there too. So if we do a zoom out, these are all contributing factors for eczema. And so what can we do over the holidays? I thought we could share with you a resource from within the Love Your Skin program. It's with our naturopaths in the program, Petroula and Danielle, and they go through some practical tips on how to prevent a flare-up and manage it throughout the holidays. So how can I support my liver, especially if you're drinking alcohol and eating a lot of processed foods and high sugary foods? How can I support my gut? And how can I support my nervous system? There's just a lot going on, burning the candle at both ends, and this piece is so important. And then all of that is going to help support our skin. I hope this resource is helpful, and let me know in the comments one thing you're going to do throughout the holiday season to help support your gut, your liver, your nervous system, and your skin.
How to prepare your gut. And sometimes it is all about going back to the basics. So ensuring you have implemented some healthy habits. Being mindful about what you're eating will definitely help you change your views about foods being good or bad, and control binges and highly inflammatory foods and things like that. You don't have to consider this time as a negative or you're eating bad foods. There are some foods or drinks that might not be as supportive to your health journey, but you don't need to feel any guilt or shame or anything like that attached to any of the indulgences you might have. Stimulating digestion is important. We do always recommend chewing food slowly, sitting down to eat, being mindful about your food, deep breathing, and meal spacing to help to stimulate digestion. Starting with veggies or a rocket salad or something like that with some vinegar is really great. It will help to stabilize blood sugar, but it'll also stimulate a little bit of stomach acid and digestion as well. A cup of fresh and raw salad is a great way to obtain fiber as well. And those bitter greens, as I said, arugula or rocket is a great addition to a meal. And you can always take things like that along. If somebody says, bring a meal, bring a really lovely, I always make a rocket or arugula, depends where you're at, what you call it, with some beetroot and goat's cheese salad. And that's always a winner, but you're getting that added bitterness and stimulation to your digestion as well. Supplements can help digestive enzymes, bile acid salts, iberogast or Swedish bitters, that kind of thing. DAO enzyme, which is really great at degrading histamine, which can, if you're overindulging, I know we just want to ensure that you're really focusing and listening to your body and where you're at the time. Gut support is really important as well. So gut formulas, I know a lot of you will be on some gut formulas. They help to protect that intestinal barrier and act as a mucilaginous compound. So it really, when we think about our mucous membranes, they help to protect and support the layers, the intestinal barrier, wherever it might be, whether it's in your nasal passage or in your gut, those mucous membranes will protect those layers. So they will act as an extra layer over the top and protect against anything acidic or foods that you're reacting to. They will seal the gut up. Hopefully you've done a lot of that work as well. And so even indulging a little bit might not even be problematic. I know Alicia posted something the other day where she's in Bali at the moment and she was indulging. She'd been to a party and she'd had a few drinks and she was exercising and in 95% humidity, all the things, and her skin minus 10 years ago would have been out of control, and it was not a problem. And she was implementing, she's obviously made huge changes. It is possible to go through this season without any reactions at all, depending on how much work you've done up to now. So things like slippery elm, glutamine, marshmallow root, and deglycuronized licorice can be really helpful here. And we can, if there is an extreme flare, or if you're really noticing extreme bloating, charcoal tablets and things like that can be, and binders can be really helpful as well. The liver is a very important organ in filtering and clearing toxins, and it can become a little overburdened and experience a little extra pressure at this time of year. It does over 500 jobs, especially detoxifying and eliminating. But when it's overwhelmed or overburdened and it's just all at once, those processes can slow down a little bit and not be as optimal. So to support your liver, balancing out your meals, including plenty of vegetables, eating fish, nuts and seeds, fiber is really important. Limiting processed foods as much as possible and sugary foods, and obviously limiting that alcohol intake, and aim for, if you can, maybe 3 to 4 alcohol-free days, and again alternating with water and using alternatives. Like I said before, using anti-inflammatory foods can really help the liver too. I know we did a presentation not long ago. You can always go back to that to get some more specific ideas, but turmeric, garlic, onions, ginger are really good. Obviously, they can be a little higher in salicylates or FODMAP, so it really depends on what your body can tolerate, but you should be okay with, most people are okay with those. And they're also really good in the colder sort of climates as well, because they are quite warming. Green leafy vegetables are really good too, and will help that detoxification process. Supplements, milk thistle is really great, and you can even use this as a tea. That or dandelion can be really supportive, but you can take milk thistle as a supplement, and it's been used as a liver support, and that can make people feel better, whether it's taking it before an event or the day after again. Other supplements such as activated B vitamins, electrolytes, glutathione, amino acids, mineral cofactors, that kind of thing can be really helpful too. And keeping to some sort of exercise routine as well can be really supportive to your liver too.
Another really big stress that can come with Christmas and the festive season is more of that mental, emotional side of things. So often we are spending a lot of time with family are the people in our life we didn't choose. So some people have really good relationships with their family and some not so good. So it can also be quite a triggering time for a lot of people. I know if a lot of people also are single or have had a recent death in the family, whatever it might be, Christmas can actually be a very stressful time. So I think it is important to setting boundaries at this time can also be very helpful, being kind to yourself. A big one here is just saying no. If you are, particularly with Christmas parties and commitments, like I have 3 children and there's so many Christmas concerts and singing events at the church and so many parties and things going on. You have to really know your own boundaries and limits in terms of what you actually want to take on at this period. And it's fine to say no. You don't have to do everything at this time of year. It can just be really overwhelming. Setting those boundaries too on deciding how long you will stay at those parties or events. You can also often, you don't need to go for the whole time. You can often pop in, make an appearance if you feel it's something important. So just setting those boundaries around your own time and making sure that you are still building that time in for self-care at home and having that relaxation time as well. I often overcommit at this time of year, and you come out the other side in January and you're just exhausted. So I'm really going to make an effort not to do that personally this year as well. Practicing self-compassion as well. Often it can be hard to go to some of these events if we're having a flare, if we have eczema on our face or somewhere that's quite visual. So practicing that self-compassion is really important as well. Reminding yourself that it's okay not to be perfect, not to have perfect skin. All of those people in your life that love you, often as well, that includes work colleagues, if you're having work Christmas parties, other parents at the school, whatever function or event you might need to be going to. people love you for who you are, not for what you look like. Communicating your needs as well. So letting loved ones know how they can support you. There's no point hiding away or keeping all of that stress to yourself. If you are worried about your skin or whatever it might be, lean on those family members for support at this time of year, and just communicating your needs as well. There is often conflict with families. I know every year we have a big conflict about who's hosting Christmas and whose turn it is and all this sort of things. It is really important. Your boundaries will often be tested at this time of year. So it is a really good time to practice your communication skills, practice setting those boundaries, and practice having that self-care as well. I do love the pillars, and they will come in really important at this time of year. The pillars are the foundation of healing eczema. That's why they are called the eczema healing pillars. And often if one of the pillars is out, that is the root cause of your root causes. So I always like to think about that too. Often those root causes that we're looking for, whether it be a gut infection or whether it be a thyroid issue or whatever it might be, it is generally straying away from these pillars, generally with our lifestyle, that will push us into having one of those root causes, which then triggers eczema or any other health condition really. That's naturopathically how we look at the body. They are such a critical part of healing your eczema and something really to focus on. It is good to work on one at a time as well. You don't have to do everything at once, but they are a really crucial part of the Love Your Skin program, and where you will see that success is working on the protocols as well as these pillars.
Some of the tools to support you during this holiday season. As Danielle said, it's always really important to go back to those eczema healing foundations, create those healthy eating habits and routines, but also just being mindful about what and how you're eating. And again, what I said earlier, don't feel like you need to label something as good or bad. If that is what's in front of you and that's what you've chosen, be okay with that. Acceptance and feeling no guilt is a big part of this. Go into these events with that kind of mindset, and obviously then have that other mindfulness in regards to how you eat on an everyday basis as well. So it's all about nourishment. It's not about restriction. It's not about feeling like you're missing out. It's just making sure that you're actually doing the best for your body and healing your eczema. Again, those routines are really important. So back to those pillars. Yes, you might be going to a party here and there. Yes, you might be indulging here and there. But if you can't specifically stick to your nutrition routine, try to stick to your sleep routine. Try to get out there and get some sunlight, get some exercise and movement, do your mindfulness practices where you can. It's all about balance, and it's not everything is going to get 100%, and that's okay. Just find that sort of happy medium that at least supports your system. Managing stress is really important. So this time of year can obviously increase stress. Not everyone loves this time of year, and not everyone loves getting together with family, and can be quite triggering. I know my family, I've got a big Greek family, and we have about 60 to 70 people on Christmas Day, all at my mum's house, and it's been like that for the last, I don't know, 40, 50 years. So it's fun. I love it, but not everybody loves getting together, and there's a lot of personalities, there's a lot of characters, and there's a lot of traits that can be triggering. And so yeah, just be kind to yourself and know your limits and know your boundaries. And then sleep's an important one. Sticking to good sleeping habits, practicing healthy nighttime rituals, including daytime rituals is really important as well, and finding that nice supportive circadian rhythm as well. So things like morning sunlight, movement, no caffeine after midday if that works for you, adequate nutrition to ensure you get good sleep as well, and limiting those screens at night. So hopefully we set you up for some healthy, balanced fun